live on Instagram. I am alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. Okay, hi. Probably no one will ever see this now because YouTube just made this very complicated. And let me just um, let everyone else that YouTube is. I'm not gonna say what YouTube is. It's just like making our lives so complicated right now. Um, Okay, I should probably tell everyone that I am live on the other. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. All right. So here I am. And here we are, live on YouTube, live on Instagram. So today we are talking about my recent 3-week water fast at Tanglewood Wellness Center in Costa Rica. So if you would like to learn about this incredible process that I've been through, please stay tuned because I have so much to share with you. So if you've been following me for a while now, and especially in February and March this year, then you saw that I disappeared from the face of the internet during 5 weeks. Well, let's say 4 weeks actually, because in the first week I was not the first week of fasting, but my first week in Costa Rica wasn't fasting, so that's when I was present on the internet. And then came my water fasting, which was for 3 weeks and plus refeeding process when I was present on the internet, but very limitedly. And during my 3-week water fast, I wasn't present on the internet. We had very limited internet, and in addition to that, I did understand that being on internet wasn't helpful in regard to my fasting, so I decided not to engage in any activities. And I documented the whole process on my YouTube channel, Health Glows, from how I uh, uh, what I looked like on the 22nd day. I was technically fasting for 22 days, and that's what I discovered just maybe yesterday when I actually calculated all the days that I've been fasting. But it but I say in the videos it was 21. It was 3-week water fast. So I made a video on the 22nd day of my fast when I actually broke the fast, and so you could see how I looked like. I was very tired and I was so skinny. I started my fast at 49 kilos and I came down to 38 kilos, which was like very skinny, unhealthy, awful looking skinny. And if you are and if you know weights in pounds, then I can tell you right now it is. So I started my fast with at weight of 108 pounds, and it's my normal weight, and then I came down to 38 kilos. That's 84 pounds. And my height is 169 centimeters, which in feet it is 169 centimeters, 5.5 feet. So yeah, that's what it is. You can see my video on that in on my YouTube channel, Health Close. But then 2 days after that, when I started with the refeeding process, I showed you that moment when I introduced food and how emotional it was. And I just showed you how the whole process was with the refeeding process, and how I also introduced my fitness activities during the refeeding process. And in that video, I also explain why refeeding is so important. And then after that, I made a video in which I interviewed Lauren Lockman, who is the director and the supervisor at Tanglewood Wellness Center. And then a couple of a couple of weeks after that, when I came back to my hometown, I made to my country, I made a video. I think it's a 35-minute video in which I give very detailed explanation about the physiology and philosophy of fasting, why it is beneficial health-wise, and how is it done properly, what you should know about it, and all that jazz. You can find it on my YouTube channel. And even more so, if you want, I can just give you the link for my website where I put all these videos in chronological, order, so you can check it out, and I believe it will be beneficial to you. I've just had a live in my mother tongue of Serbian, and I had so many questions that it was just crazy. So many questions on both of my Instagram and my YouTube channel. So if you have any questions for me, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer. And this is, oh sorry, this is another link. This is another link. This is the link for sorry. Okay, I'll give you a link in a second. So if you want to see all these playlists, it is on my website. So please go ahead, click on this link, and you can watch all of these videos that I made for you. So there are 5 videos so far, and this is going to be the 6th one. And I encourage you to watch all of them in the chronological order. So how I was emaciated on the 22nd day of my fast, how I reintroduced food, how I started exercising, how I talked to Lauren and what he uh, tells in the video about fasting and health and diet, and then my explanation about fasting, going into details, and I got so much positive feedback on that video. People being so happy about it. So please go ahead to this link and watch all of those videos. I promise you're going to benefit from them because I really offer a lot of education and a lot of insight from a personal perspective. Now, here are some questions on YouTube, and I would love to answer as many of your questions as possible. Faras says namaste, namaste, namaste. Star Chaser 111 says hi, Star Chaser. I love your name. Um, uh, Pewdiepetu, how much water did you drink on average per day? That's such a good question. That's such a good question. I was the worst. And what I want to say by that is that Lauren wanted me to drink at least 4 liters of water, but I just couldn't. For some reason, I couldn't drink water. I drank maybe 2 liters, and I was just making myself, I was working really hard to drink those 2 liters. It was very hard for me for some reason. Some people were able to drink 10 liters of water per day. Like, okay, maybe not 10, but 5 to 6 liters, definitely. And I struggled to drink water for some reason. But after my fast, I was able to drink 4 liters of water per day in my refeeding process, especially in the first couple of weeks. Now I drink up to maybe a couple of days ago, I was drinking 4 liters of water every single day, and now I'm maybe down to 3. So it's slowly going back to my usual 2 liters per day. So that would be the question. That would be my answer. If you have any other question for me, I got so many questions on my Serbian YouTube. So Dieptu says, are you still eliminating the old waste by following his 6-week plan? That's such a good question. And I see that you are well acquainted with Lauren's work, so good job on that. So yeah, I've been following his 6-week plan, but I have to say that I've been on a raw vegan diet for the past 10 years, since February 2012. So it's not a big difference for me, even though I will say this, when it comes to that old waste, I have to say that I personally haven't seen anything that people like were describing as very old, ancient. No, yeah, I was a little bit even disappointed that I didn't see this little alien, old black, nasty alien coming out of me after the fast. When I started refeeding with the refeeding process, we had mono meals of papaya or watermelon. and I literally would eliminate the same. So I would eat a papaya and then I would eliminate, and the whole bathroom would smell of papaya, and the toilet would be papaya pink, papaya orange. That's it. That is papaya orange, and or pink, just like watermelon, and would smell of watermelon. I remember I was in the plane. Okay, this is maybe too much to share, but okay, I will, because we are friends, right? So I had a meal of watermelon because before going on my plane, and then in the plane I just eliminated probably the whole watermelon, and I thought, oh, I was, yeah, it was in the plane. So I really eliminated what I ate, and Lauren told me that probably in that in that mass of new food, I did eliminate some old stuff, but it just, I didn't search for it, of course. I just did a 9-day water fast on my own. I know it is not recommended. I'm so glad you know that, Farad. It was really hard. How much easier is it to fast at Tanglewood compared to on your own? Oh, it's a day and night difference, I think. Okay, so first I want to congratulate you for being so conscious about your health and being so conscious about fasting, and so brave to fast on your own. I'm so glad that you also know that it is not recommended and that can be potentially harmful to fast on your own, because you should really know what you are doing. It is not something to take it for granted. Giving birth is a natural process, but most people, and especially most women, if not all of women, would agree that it is better to have someone experienced to help you give the birth, even though it's such a natural process, and all animals, mammals in nature give birth without, female mammals in nature give birth without thinking about it. But it can be potentially dangerous, because you have to know, first of all, you have to know what you are doing. You have to know, is it okay to drink that and that amount of water? Should you drink less? Should you drink more? Are your vital signs all right, like your blood pressure and your pulse and your temperature? You have to know how to reintroduce food, which is critical, how to reintroduce fitness activities, how to regain your strength, your muscle tone with fitness, how to have proper education, but also to have peace of mind, because fasting means resting, and resting completely means having a rest on physical, psychological, physiological, and emotional level. And if you are under stress, if you find yourself to panic about some vital signs that you don't know how to interpret, then you're not resting psychologically or emotionally. So you should definitely have guidance. And on top of that, when you're surrounded with beautiful nature, just like it is in a Tanglewood Center, you have this you're just separated from all the stress and panic of the outer world, and you feel peaceful and safe, and somebody else is taking care of you. And then you have all this wonderful staff that is cleaning your room, cleaning your bathroom, changing your bed sheets, changing your towels, washing your glasses, changing the water. So yeah, I think it's a day and night difference. Faraz says, do you have any experience in water fasting before your 21-day fast? Was it difficult? Okay, great question. Yes. I didn't. Now I see I had never fasted before, because when I had fasted before, it wasn't because I wanted, it was because on certain days, perhaps I didn't feel so well and I just needed more rest. So I would just rest for a day, and my longest fast was for 3 days. But now when I look back, I see that I didn't do it right. I was just reading book, not drinking enough water, wasn't in the right conditions. I hadn't fast. I was just not eating maybe for a day or 3 days, and I wasn't doing a proper fast. So Yeah, I probably like I had fasted, but not because I wanted. It's just because it was rare occasions. I never really did like dedicated a fast on my own before. So, um, yeah, take it as you want. But no, I never dedicated like dedicated some time to like go on a planned fast before. But I did have just a couple of occasions. For example, when I would. I remember this one time I returned from a very long flight and I had a fever, and then I fasted for 3 days. And maybe there was a, another 1 or 2 days when I just didn't feel well, and then I just didn't eat and I was resting. But now when I look back, it wasn't a proper fast. It was me doing, not knowing what I was doing. So yeah, and it was hard. um Hugh Diepentu says, do you have to share room with others while fasting, or did you get your own space? And is the washroom close by? That's such a good question. So they have different room availability at the site. Personally, I was in a bungalow with another girl. She's from Greece. We met at that retreat for the first time, and I was so glad I had someone to share my the room with. We had separate beds and one bathroom en suite, and a wardrobe, wardrobe for me and one wardrobe for her. And to be honest, I was so glad I was not on my own. I was so happy to have her just there in the room so that I can, just talk to someone. And it's I think it's really nice to have someone. But that's me. I know that some people booked their own rooms, so you can book your own room. You have to probably pay double occupancy. And then there are some bungalows which don't have bathroom, and they are per one person per bungalow, so you can have that, and you don't have to pay double, but then you don't have a washroom that is toilet en suite. And but there is one close by. You just have to go out and come back, but they're really really nice. So that's about it. If you have any other questions, please let me know. I saw there were some other questions here. Let me see. Okay, you can ask me whatever you want. And I did see some other questions right here. So I'll just go and read them. Okay, because on YouTube, I was supposed to go live on other on other video, and then that just for some reason I just couldn't access that. Oh, this is so annoying. Sorry about this. I can't access this now. Anyway, so if you have any other questions, please let me know. And if you want, okay, so here are some other questions. Okay, Anne says, why did you choose Tanglewood Wellness Center for your fast? That's such a good question, Anne. So 10 years ago, I went to Costa Rica for the first time, and that was the first time when I started learning about fasting. I was on a retreat ran by Dr. Douglas Graham, the author of the 80-10-10 diet. And I was interning with him. I was in an internship program. That means that I was learning about fasting and just taking care of the fasters in a way that I was measuring their vital signs. And his fasting retreat was amazing, at least as far as I'm concerned. But he is giving, and we became very good friends. I became a very good friend with Dr. Douglas Graham and his family over the years. But then he is offering retreats only once per year in January, and I was not able to travel to Costa Rica in January this year. And Lauren is offering retreats throughout the year. And also, I've also been a very good friend with Lauren. In 2015, I organized his seminars here in Serbia, and now next month he's coming to my home country again, and I'm organizing his next seminar here. So I've been a very good friend with him as well, and I think that he's an excellent educator. What attracts me about his approach is that he gives such unique and incredible explanations and education. And I've learned from him over the years about fasting the most, I would say, because he's giving every single week, every single Friday, he goes live, and he's very dedicated to share the message of fasting. And I have to say that I was so um, reluctant to go through the process for so many years, but then there was this something in me that was telling me, oh, like, yeah, go, you do it, like you should do it. And then in the end, I decided to go there. I know there are some other facilities in the world that offer the like a fasting program, but I didn't want to go in a medical setting. That's just not for me. I wanted to be in a beautiful natural setting, and Tanglewood Center is definitely the place that gave me that, with all the beautiful butterflies and colibri, like little birds and flowers, and I really loved it. So yeah, all of those reasons were the reasons why I chose to go to Lawrence Place. Okay, Faraz says, how was the spring water compared to the normal water you drank? Did you get any energy from the water? That's such a good question. Well, I'm gonna disappoint you, because for some reason the water was disgusting to me. But it wasn't the water, it was me. It was probably that my body was expelling some toxins that were on the tongue and down my throat or something like that. Because when I was drinking water, it was so disgusting. I just couldn't bear it. But that's one of the reasons why I couldn't drink. I remember when I first got to the center, my first sip was amazing. But then when my body started detoxifying, I just hated it. And then now I love my water, but during the fast, it was so hard for me to drink. I guess my body was expelling all these toxins, and I could feel them. And I thought, oh, this water is poisonous. But then I realized, no, no, darling, it's not water. It's you. It's your body expelling toxins. Did you get any energy from the water? I'm so glad you asked this, Faris. So I highly recommend you to go to to the link that I posted here, because I posted there five videos so far. So me on the 22nd day of fasting, me introducing food, me introducing fitness, the interview with Lauren, and the fifth one is, and please watch this one. It is a 35-minute long video in which I give all the explanation and a lot of education about fasting. And in that video, I explain why energy and fuel are two different entities. So from whatever we bring into our body that is nourishing, that's not energy, that is fuel. And the comparison would be to a car. So when you go to the gas station, what you get from the gas station is not energy for your car, it is fuel. And then the engine of your car burns the fuel into energy. So no, I didn't get any energy from water, and I don't get any energy from food, even though food is fuel that is necessary for my body to make energy. But short answer to your question, no, I didn't get any energy from water. As a matter of fact, I was very tired during my fast, even though I was resting completely, or close to completely, as much as possible, for 21 days. So do you have Instagram? Please don't be shy. Ask me questions. I want to answer as many questions as possible in this live. So the Fruitarian, New York City. I lived in New York City. I love New York City. Let me know where you live. I'm just kidding. You don't have to. Oh, Royal Bomb. Hello. Please ask me questions. I would love to answer as many questions as possible. I had so many questions on my YouTube channel on Serbian. We were live for 90 minutes, and there was there were more questions coming in. So please don't be shy. Ask me whatever you want. One of the most prominent questions that I got on my YouTube channel in Serbian, on my on Serbian YouTube live, Instagram live that I just had, was did I feel any emotional healing during my fast? And the answer is absolutely yes. There were so many emotions that just came on the surface from a long time ago, and I remembered some well just some events from long time ago that I thought that were not bothering me anymore, and then I finally dealt with them. And it wasn't easy, but that's the process. It's when you actually go deep into yourself and heal all these emotional traumas, and then you understand that we are not just physical bodies, but we are absolutely vibrational, emotional bodies that feel. And then you realize how much those emotions you can store deep down, and probably they are causing a lot of physical trauma as well, because they are stored down there in your physical body. So that was huge. And people also ask me, were I able to sleep? That's another one that is interesting, because I think that sleeping is very individual and it is different for different people. Some people were able to sleep a lot, like effortlessly, and some people had hard time to sleep. For me personally, I had nights when I slept like a baby, and I had nights when I just couldn't sleep and my whole body was in pain. That was like horrible. I just felt pains throughout my body. And but my last 3 days I dedicated to sleeping, and I slept most of the time during the last 3 days. So that was amazing. And the reason why I did it was that I had always wanted to give myself that luxury of just sleeping as much as I want. Because I don't know if you're gonna agree with this. Like, please let me know in the comments down below. But for example, for me, I'm always busy. I have so many things to do, so many projects going on, so many activities, so many whatnot going on. And I always wanted to give myself that luxury, which is a luxury in today's world, to give yourself a peace of mind and just rest, just sleep. So that's what I did for the last 3 days. I was just sleeping, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed that. Paras says, thank you for all of your answers. You're so welcome. If you have any other question, please let me know. And please be safe. Please be safe. I know that it is sometimes you feel very driven to do the fast as soon as possible. Now and here, but please, first, the safety first. Fast is something that should be approached in a very intelligent way and a very careful way. You want to do it very carefully, so that not only that you get all the benefits from it, but first and foremost that it is safe for your health. And when you are in the conditions and at the center with the supervisor who knows how to take a good care of you, it's a whole another story. um, Many people do some techniques, methods, or whatever they are doing just because they saw it someone is doing on the internet. But you also always want to ask yourself, what is my goal with this? What do I want to achieve? Because if you don't achieve your goal, why bothering? Why doing? So please be safe. I hope you will be safe. So yeah, anyway, what else would you like me to tell you about this? Do you want me to talk about this center and how I got there? Okay, so I'll just assume that you said yes. When I decided to do the fast, it was January this year. I literally just woke up one day and said, I'm going to do the fast. But when I say literally woke up just one day, it meant, behind the curtains, that for the last 10 years I've been thinking about it. Because as I said, the first time when I encountered the whole philosophy of natural hygiene and fasting was in 2013, when I went to Costa Rica to learn about fasting from Dr. Douglas Graham. So since then, since January 2013, I've been thinking about it, but I was never, I guess, brave enough to just do it. And then January this year, I decided I'm gonna do it, and I registered for fasting at Tanglewood Wellness Center, and I didn't say to anyone, especially not to the members of my family, because I knew that they were going to panic and probably try to stop me. So I just went there and I excluded myself from the rest of the world because there is no internet there. I mean, there is, but it's very, very limited. And I excluded myself from the rest of the world. And then when I finished with fasting, I made a video that I released, and I caused a lot of shock and panic, especially in my family circles. But it was done. So I knew that nobody was able to stop me anymore. So I was happy about that. And now I'm glad I did it. And another thing that I want to tell you is that probably I didn't want to tell anyone because I didn't want anyone to stop me. I didn't want anyone to brainwash me into, oh, you shouldn't do it, or it's not safe, or who knows what. So that's what I did. And then I went to Costa Rica, and I went to this beautifully beautiful center. I'm gonna leave the link for registering for that center if you're interested. Somewhere here in the notes, in the comments. Yeah, in the comments or in the description of this video afterwards, probably that, if you want, or you can DM me, and if you want, if you want to learn more and how you can register, just DM me, and I'll be more than happy to give you more information. But what I wanted to tell you is that center is beautiful. So you come to literally nowhere in Costa Rica. All around you, there are just some old villages, like from prehistoric times, and some hills, and um, just just nothing. It's nowhere. And then you come into the center, the door opens, and you go in, and you're basically in a little paradise. It's beautifully beautiful. There is lots of flowers, lots of fruit trees, but you're not allowed to touch them. And it's and there is this wonderful staff who is taking care of you in a way that they are cleaning your bathroom, cleaning your room, changing your bed sheets, changing your towels, changing your glasses, changing your water, making sure that you are all right. You're in safe hands. And Lauren is give exceptional education every single day, and he was very kind and very generous, I would say. And I think that he's not I think that I'm sure you can tell that he's very dedicated to his work, and that he really wants everyone to get as much as benefit and success from the fast. So all in all, I am happy for going through this fast. Was it easy? No. I have to say that it was hard, but it was beneficial and rewarding, and I'm so happy I did it. What I learned from Lauren is an amazing sentence that just stick with me, and it says, "Even though it's hard, still do it." So now that's kind of motto for me for all other ventures of my life. Uh, it is a bit scary to go 21 days. It is. But you know what? So many people went longer. So many people went 30 and 42. And there is this one person who went for 4.5 months. But please watch the videos that on my YouTube channel, or through the link that I posted here in the first comment. And please listen to my last video. It is a 35-minute video with all the education that you can get, that you need about fasting. I give in details, and in that video I explain how do you determine how long somebody should fasting. People, why am I saying this? Because when I posted it, when I released this video in which I said that I was fasting for 21 days, I got some very interesting comments like, why don't you go for 28 days, or why don't you try 45 days, or why don't you do this or that? And I'm like, how do you know how long I was able to fast if you hadn't measured how much reserves, that is fatty tissue, I had? you have to approach fasting in a very intelligent. Oh, thank you for watching. I really hope that it was useful to you. So fasting is something that should be approached in a very intelligent way. And how long somebody could fast, it is determined by how much reserves someone has. In other words, if somebody has a tank full of fuel, that car can go much longer than a car whose fuel is not who doesn't the car that doesn't have so much fuel in its tank. So, but yeah, for me, it was a little bit scary for 21 days, but luckily I was surrounded with very inspiring people many of whom went longer. Well, those people who went longer did have more reserves than I had, but still, just watching them and seeing how they are going past 21 days just gave me lots of motivation and courage to continue. So yeah, it's scary, but still do it. I also have this like in my life, like if I'm afraid, I'm gonna do it, because that's the only way um I can beat that feeling of being afraid. So yeah, it's scary and it's exciting. So do it. But do it only if it's safe for you. Safety first. So hi everyone. Hi. I see so many people joining here. So please ask me questions if you have any other question for me. Oh, I want to share this. So if you like, some people asked me, is it uh, is it beneficial sorry yeah, is it beneficial to go on a fast if you come from the standpoint of a standard diet? And I will say this, that yes, it is always beneficial to go on a fast, even though if you've been on a standard diet. But I would highly recommend that you first go on a raw vegan diet, at least for a couple of months, um, uh, like if it's possible even for a year at least, if you want to get more benefits from your fast. Because from what I saw and from what I understand now is that in order to get into the deep phase of cleansing, you have to pass those outer layers of your body in order to get to those inner layers that needs to be cleansed. So the more layers that you have, the more time it needs into the fasting in order to get deep down into the phase of deep cleansing. How I like to describe this is I just um, uh, I just came up with this in my previous live in Serbian. So you have two onions and they have the same base inside, which is the same size, and you want to get to that base. But one onion has just a couple of layers, and the other onion is with the same base has so many layers. So you have one big onion and the other is a small onion, and you want to get to that base. So what you are doing, you're peeling the onions, you're removing these layers, and with which onion you're gonna get to the base sooner? With the smaller onion, with the onion that has less number of layers around the base. So that's the onion that will get into that deep phase of cleansing sooner. So with a raw vegan diet, you're already preparing your body to go into this deep phase of cleansing. So I recommend everyone to go on a raw vegan diet before going into fast, in order to get as much benefits if possible. And if you don't know how to go on a raw vegan diet successfully and sustainably, I have something for you, and it is my online course that I created years ago. And there are so many people that went through this course. Over 100 people went through this course, and many got so many benefits, because in this course I give overall education about the raw vegan diet and exercising program, and about like what I call health gloves living, which is just a healthier living in a way that you eat a raw vegan diet and you exercise, and I do it in 4 steps, in 4 phases of this course. So uh, uh, it is a 4-month course. In the first month, you get education, and I tell you, in the first month, do not do anything else. Don't touch your diet. Don't do anything. I want you first to understand raw vegan diet, and then you go through all these lessons. And every lesson has audio and reading material, so you can either listen or read the lesson. And there are 31 lessons, and there are 31 knowledge tests. So that means that after each lesson, you should go to the knowledge test and do the knowledge test to see how well you understood the lesson. And you're doing this for a month. And then in the second month, you'll go to the second a part of this course with meal plans and recipes, and a little surprise, which I called cards of a heart. And those are just like little motivational messages that you get. And in the recipes and the meal plans, you get 4 different meal plans, 7-day meal plans, one for each season: spring, summer, winter, and autumn. And everything is in beautiful pictures. Everything is step by step, so you know what you need to eat. Um, uh, Breakfast, lunch, dinner, how many calories, how it looks like, how to prepare. Everything is in pictures. And yeah, those are really nice meal plans and recipes. And then in the third phase, you introduce fitness and yoga, and there are recorded fitness classes, beginners level and advanced level, and there are also yoga classes recorded, and everything is in the third part of this course. And with that, you also get my book, The Universe in You, which helps you work uh, um, on your emotional healing and your self-development. And then in the fourth part, you have Q&A sessions with me. You ask questions and I reply in concise and detailed like blog posts, so to speak, that is available only to the members of my online course. And you get the group support. So it is, and you get also the bonus recipes that I upload into my course, just because I love to give you more recipes. So you get all this. And if you want to enroll into my course, doors are open, and you can join through the link that I pinned in the comment here. And I'm going to give it here on YouTube as well. If you want to go on a raw vegan diet coupled with fitness, yoga, and all the other good stuff for you before you decide to go fasting. So, do you have now any other question about my recent fast or anything else? I would love to answer. Please let me know. I see people here on Instagram. I see people here on YouTube. Okay. If you don't have any other questions, then we can slowly finish this call, and I hope I'll see you again on some other occasion. Okie dokie. It was so nice to chat with you, and I'm wishing you all the best, and I'll see you again. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.